friends, it's Gwen, and today I want to review for you Brown Girl Dreaming by Jacqueline Woodson. Actually, I won this in a giveaway from Patty at I Smell Books, and this is a middle grade memoir, free verse book, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 5 stars. It is deserving of all the rewards that it has received, and it's gonna hold a special place in my heart. So, Brown Girl Dreaming is basically about Jacqueline Woodson's life. She was born the day before I was born, February 12th, 1960 something. It's actually the first entry, 1963, and from there it just talks about her life and growing up and her family, her mother, her father, her grandparents. She kind of travels back and forth between Greenville, South Carolina and Brooklyn, New York. And I love South Carolina because that's where I was born, and she obviously spends a lot of time there, but I think she was born in Ohio, if I am not mistaken. So this is part memoir, part stories. When I was reading this, I didn't know what to expect. All I heard about this book was that it was written in free verse and that it had won all these awards. I actually heard that like when I was in school still, and I heard it, they were talking about all the books that recently won awards on NPR radio. So that's where I heard about it. And then when Patty was doing the giveaway, you could either choose this book or another book for a certain amount, but I wanted this book because I wanted to read it, because middle grade I will definitely pick up if it's an award-winning book. And this one was, so I was so surprised with how actually amazing and much I loved it. This is the second book that I have read in free verse, if I am not mistaken. The first one being Perfect by Ellen Hopkins. I haven't read any other Ellen Hopkins, and I'm pretty sure I haven't read any other free verse books. But like I said, it's part stories. Like, that's what it made me feel. Like, you know when you sit down with someone or you're friends with someone for a long time and they tell you these stories, like that one time I went to the grocery store and this happened, or the one time when me and my best friend were riding our bike and this happened. That's kind of what it was like. It was like all the best stories of her childhood were in this book. And it starts with her being born, her brother and sisters, and then her younger brother, because she was the baby, but then, you know, her mom had another baby. But it's just, I don't know, it's so touching. And she grew up in the, 60s and 70s, so that was a really cool time to grow up, and a lot was changing. She is African American, so imagine being black during that time period, and I can't even imagine. But yeah, she describes it, and it's kind of very moving and touching, but that's not what this book is about. This book is about her life and growing up and how things were for her. It's really centered around the family dynamics and just being a young black girl during this time. There is deep family love and for friends, for family. And it's also like she's finding her place in the world as it's changing and evolving, and I just found that very magical and very, just being able to look back at that time and think about someone trying to find their place in the world during those times. It was very, I don't know, it just touched me so much. I gave this book 5 stars. Without a doubt, it deserves the 5 stars. There were some quotes on the back that I wanted to share with you. The New York Times Book Review wrote, "Miss Woodson writes with a sure understanding of the thoughts of young people, offering a poetic, eloquent narrative that is not simply a story, but a mature exploration of grown-up issues and self-discovery." And that was just, I just love it so much. Moving, lyrical, and completely convincing. A masterful use of voice. The story ends with hope and thoughtfulness while speaking to those adolescents who struggle with race, faith, and prejudice. That is something that I didn't really touch on. It does have a lot to do with faith. Her grandmother is a Jehovah's Witness, and so she kind of, when they're staying there and her mom's like in New York, her brothers and her sisters have to go and do all the Jehovah's Witness stuff, and I wasn't really familiar with a lot of the you know, the inner workings of that, and she doesn't go too much into detail, but it is in here, so I thought that was very interesting. The heroine is able to see beyond it all, to look forward to a time when the pain subsides and life continues. That's what it was. It was very uplifting, and it just, I don't know, it just fills you with hope. And who doesn't want a little bit of hope in their life? So I absolutely loved this. She's an Aquarius like I am, so I really enjoyed this book. And yeah, thank you so much, Patty, for letting me win this. I'm so excited I won this. And yeah, it was a pretty quick read. I could have read it a lot faster because it is, like I said, written in free verse. But of course, I'm very busy this month, so I wasn't able to read it as quickly as I wanted to, but still 5 stars. Highly recommend if you like free verse, if you don't like free verse, if just you love books about social justice and just family, and just if you like 5-star books, pick it up. I highly recommend it. It is middle grade, so just keep that in mind. But that's all I really wanted to talk to you about today. Excellent, excellent book. I haven't seen a lot of book reviews for it, so I figured I'd go ahead and put my thoughts out there. And that's what I thought about this book. Excellent. But that's it for today. I'll see you again soon. Bye.